$500,000 a month.
Okay, I'll take it.
$500,000 a month.
For what?
Okay, well, here's the deal. Let me back up just a second. Is that I was getting my nails done. And you know how when you're like...
Your nails cost $500,000 a month?
No, that would be crazy. I'm in the wrong business if that's the case.
Seriously.
So I was getting my manicure. And the woman next to me was talking to her manicurist about her niece. And her niece is a model.
Okay.
And she's making $500,000 a month.
Doing what?
And I'm listening to this whole thing because you're sitting right next door to each other. Then she explained to her manicurist that she's a model on OnlyFans.
Ah.
I was like,
it's a bit different of an industry.
And that she's selling classes now on how you too can be a model on OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. Does she do spicy content on OnlyFans?
Of course she does.
All right.
But this woman then the manicure said, well, is she naked? And she's like, no. She's just modeling. She's just modeling certain things. Okay. I'm like,
she's naked.
She's naked. So here's the deal is that I went online afterwards and I wanted to see how much the average OnlyFans content creator, can we say?
Sure.
Makes. I want you to have a number in your head right now. Okay. And let me just tell you, on the entire platform in a year, they did like $7.2 billion.
But this is averaging everybody.
Yes.
From the people who sit there and knit and sell a subscription to that.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's on OnlyFans.
I thought it was just like mostly naked people.
It's mostly naked, but there's some non.
So somebody who's knitting and naked.
Well, now we got a winner. This isn't going to count. I got to go see.
Could you imagine?
Ouch. Ouch.
The typical creator on OnlyFans, how much do you think they're making?
Well, this is an average. So
Yes.
we got to account for the people that are on OnlyFans that make nothing.
Correct.
They make $0. So I'm going to say the number is going to be pretty low. I'm going to say $1,000 a month.
The typical creator makes $180 a month.
Okay, but typical is different than average, though, right?
Well, the average is $2,000 a year.
Okay.
Okay, that's the average. 70% of all the creators who are active, meaning like they're actually putting content up, make about $200 a month.
Okay.
Okay, so that goes back to the 180. The average account has 21 subscribers. Oh my gosh.
But if you think about it, though, if you're going to make stuff for social media anyway, and you're a content creator, might as well throw it up there, get 20 people to give you $5 or $10 a month. That's free money.
Do you think I should be on OnlyFans?
What would you do? You don't knit. You keep your clothes on. What would you possibly do on OnlyFans?
Hi, here's some tech tips.
I think that 21 subscriber would be where the range you'd be sitting in.
That'd be so embarrassing. Okay.
So,
what about tech tips in a bikini?
There we go. Now we're going to be up to almost 200 subscribers.
Absolutely, because after all, this is the Kim Komando Show. It's the nation's largest, biggest, best show about all things digital. And it's award-winning, too. And you can find us on over 420 top stations from coast to coast. And you can also find us streaming in your favorite radio app, wherever you get your podcast, to search for Komando with a K. And joining me is Andrew Babinski, and you can also see us on YouTube. We love that.
YouTube.com/Kim Komando. Go subscribe, like, comment, share. It helps us out.
All right, here are some things that are happening in the tech space you need to know about. When's the last time you went to a doctor?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if the government has it their way, is that you'd be able to go to the doctor whenever you wanted to.
Okay.
And maybe even have mandatory doctor's visits, say once a year with an AI doctor.
I don't want to talk to an AI doctor.
Why not?
Because it's all it does. I put stuff on ChatGPT, like, what's wrong with this? What is this? What is that? And it just says, go to the ER.
Well, that's because
Every time.
That's because they got sued a few times.
Yeah, they got lawyers.
That's what it is. Oxford researchers. This is really interesting. When chatbots, the AI chatbots actually read a medical record, they were correct 95% of the time.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Now, when a human talks to an AI chatbot about medical issues, is that the AI chatbot is only correct 35% of the time
That's dramatically different.
because the person like doesn't tell all the facts.
Right.
And then the AI chatbot doesn't have enough intellect, I guess you'd say, to probe and to ask questions.
It just takes what you give it, spits out a result. It doesn't say, what about this? What about that? What about here? What about there?
Now, they are using a lot of AI doctors in Japan, which I think is. Do you know about why the obesity rate in Japan is like less than 1%?
No.
And it's 40% in the United States. Is that you have to go to the doctor once a year and you get weighed and they take all your blood work and everything. And then if you are overweight, is that you have to go see a nutritionist and then you have to get weighed in more times. And they also, of course, the diet is a lot different.
Sure.
I mean, they're not, munching down French fries. But what they're saying is that is like a success story.
But it's also the people who
Culture.
don't want to be embarrassed by going in and weighing and having to see a nutritionist. So they focus more on that.
Exactly.
Psychological.
And so AI is also really bad at determining, like you said, though, that it is sending you to the ER all the time. But the research is saying that it's making mistakes because people are going onto ChatGPT, typing in all their symptoms instead of calling 911.
Right.
When they really should be doing that. So just something to keep in mind.
Do you think the government should mandate something like this to improve our health?
Americans wouldn't go for it.
No, of course not.
No. I mean,
But should we? Like,
I don't think it would work in our country.
well, the government put their foot into healthcare a couple of years ago, and you have to have healthcare coverage or you have to pay a penalty now.
Yes.
So what the next step would be mandating, but I think it would be societally, it would be good. There's a lot of people who either whether it's because of access or because of cost that don't even go see a doctor. I'm just lazy. So it's different.
Doesn't really count.
But I think it would be a good idea.
Well, what do you call an AI doctor and a real doctor working together?
I don't know. An awful joke with a equally awfully punchline coming my way.
A paradox. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, the jokes today are amazing.
Really? When do they start? When did the amazing one start?
This is what happened. This is not a fun story. California Water Services, they're investigating claims that Iranian hackers say that they breached the utilities infrastructure and system.
They didn't do anything. They got in and they just went, whoa, we just wanted to prove we're going to get in. They didn't shut any valves off.
We're not saying.
Okay.
All we're saying is that the Iranian hackers were in the water system and that if you get a notice to start boiling water, that's a bad sign.
What could they possibly do other than just shut off access?
They could contaminate the water.
Well, they have it accessed digitally,
They
right?
Yeah, but once you're in the system, you're in the system. I mean, you can do anything. You can turn valves different ways.
Reverse some sewers.
Think about everything like that.
Don't do that, Iran.
So bottom line here is if you don't already have a case of water on hand, just in case.
Is that the awesome joke? Or are we still waiting for the awesome one?
No, actually, I just came up with that one right there.
Oh, she's ripping.
So Snap came out with new glasses. Do you remember the old glasses? I bought them. I had them for like a nanosecond.
The Snap glasses?
Yes.
Yes.
They have new glasses out now.
Great. Everybody's got new glasses that nobody wears.
Let's see. Oh, they're called Specs.
Oh, spectacles. I like
Isn't
that.
$2,195.
So how is this different than the Meta glasses?
They're from Snap.
Oh, okay. So same exact thing, just a different logo on the side.
So this way you're going to be able to like walk around and then you can see through the glasses and I can see I would know like your name is Andrew Babinski and where you are located based on your Snap map or whatever it may be or where you have been. And
I don't have a Snap map.
you don't?
No. What's a Snap map?
It's like where you can see all your friends on a map.
Oh, Snapchat map.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't use Snapchat.
I don't either.
I don't understand. Amelia is 12 years old and all of her friends not only can see where her location is on Snapchat, but then she's added them all to Life 360. So because with Snapchat, you only see location when someone's active. But with Life 360, you see it all the time. I'm like, don't you want any privacy in your life? They record everything on video and put it online. They put all of their lives online. They do not care about privacy at all.
Because they didn't grow up with it. Right? I mean, think about it. I mean, you grew up with privacy. I did too. But It doesn't exist for
I
that
thought
generation.
it was part of our human existence.
No.
It's a cultural thing.
But now the thing, though, is that the iPhone is now 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think glasses are the next iteration?
Absolutely not. They are trying to push these glasses on us.
Why?
So hard. It's got to be for information collection and to be able to sell us more products and get more data points on us. What is there? 33 billion data points on each person now. They are putting cameras in AirPods. There is no reason there should be a camera in an AirPod.
You could take a picture now.
Other than to surveil.
Well, Apple says that, they're a privacy-oriented company, so you wouldn't have to worry about any of that.
Oh, sure. They're a privacy-oriented company until they package all that information up and sell. How many times in the last 3 weeks you've brought up the flock cameras? This is just an extension of that. Now you don't need a flock camera because you have flock cameras walking up and down the streets everywhere wearing these glasses.
Yeah, that's true. Which we are going to talk to somebody from the EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, today.
Okay.
Speaking of flock cameras, because I think a lot of people don't understand what's going on with Ring cameras, and that they're tracking people going back and forth. They tried to sell it as like, oh, this is going to be so great. If you lose your dog, we're going to be able to find the dog.
The Super Bowl commercial.
Yes. When it's really not for the dog.
But what makes you think that Meta, Snap, Apple, they're not doing all the same thing with their cameras?
I'm sure they are.
They absolutely are.
They need all the... Why do you think we're building all these data centers? Do you think so we can do caricatures of each other?
Right.
I mean, not really. All right, so I saw this out of China, this next story. And it's something that when we start thinking about the robots taking over our jobs, that this is a job that I didn't think that a little robot could actually take over.
Okay.
It's like, brother, can you spare a charge? There's this Unitree G1 humanoid, and it's down on its knees on a sidewalk, and it's begging people for money.
Oh, boy.
So you see the little ball there?
Yeah.
And the QR code?
Mm-hmm.
And a handwritten sign pleading for help with its electric bill.
It doesn't need money.
Okay.
It's a robot.
Somebody actually dropped something in the bowl. Okay. The bot is whimpering lines like, my battery's low. Please help. My battery's low.
So this is someone just put a robot out there and it was a way to get money from people. It's a smart idea.
I think it's a marketing stunt.
I can't blame them.
It's a marketing stunt is what it is.
Did you see the story about someone who was doing a program? I can't remember. I don't want to misquote the company. It's on one of the major chatbots, and they're doing a programming. And you have the option you can see what the chatbot is doing in real time, going here, doing these processes. Mm-hmm. You can see every single step. And during which the chatbot decides that it needs to charge the user for the work that it's doing, and that it needs to create an account to send them a bill. Now, this is while it's doing the programming and the processing. Then it self-realizes, I don't use money. I don't know what I'm going to do with the money if I charge them. So my money must go to Google. And it sends them a bill from Google for the work it was doing with the chatbot service.
I haven't seen that. That's fascinating.
You got to watch this video. It's really interesting in real time to see an AI go, oh, I don't need money.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I would give this humanoid $1.
You would give that beggar $1?
But then I figure out I could just charge it. Oh, yeah.
Still can't wait for those awesome jokes to start.
Okay, just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for our free newsletter. Over 1 million folks get it every single morning. It's a 5-minute read, and it's a 5-star rated over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. So I had to call Cox Cable the other day.
Okay. Did your internet go down?
No, I was complaining about the bill. Okay.
It was too expensive.
Yes. It just keeps going up and up and up. But when you call them, you get that, hi, thank you for calling Cox. We care about you. We love you forever. And just hold on the line and someone will be with you automatically. And then an AI bot comes in.
Okay.
And says, hi, I'm Bob, and I'm here to help you. You're like, you're not Bob. Your name's not Bob.
You're like biometric operation stands for something.
Okay. So that's when I decided I would test my own theory. And the theory is, what exactly do you say when an AI bot answers in order to get to a human being?
Okay.
What do you think?
Just say operator.
No.
But if I say it over and over and over and over and over again?
You could say representative, maybe.
Sure.
Okay. You can say the magical phrase is, I want to cancel.
Yeah, because that's the only way companies like that react.
And then you get to the human retention department.
Ooh.
And they have a quota in order to try to keep you. And so.
Did you get your bill down?
Yes. Well, you want to talk to a retention specialist.
Okay.
It went down like it was actually like 15%, but I'll take it.
Okay, something.
And then I also had to get rid of every channel that Barry subscribed to.
Do you get annoyed when you're talking to a chatbot?
Yes.
Now that you know?
Yes.
You think it should be just people?
No, because I mean, they can answer probably some questions in the beginning to save the company money. But the other thing that you can say too, a secret phrase is, I'm returning your call.
What?
Yeah. If you are ever in a chatbot and you say, I'm returning your call, odds are you're going to get to a human being.
Okay, I'll remember that.
I read about this woman by the name of Ariana, and she's a PhD student at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And she was working at the zoo in Atlanta, and she built something pretty wild. It's a interactive wall for elephants.
The elephants interact with the wall?
Here, Ariana, thanks for joining us today. And so tell us about what you came up with these elephants and why.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on here. So I started reaching out to Zoo Atlanta, and I am doing animal-centered computing or animal-computer interaction in my research at Georgia Tech with Professor Melody Jackson. And we wanted to use our knowledge of designing interactive tech systems to be able to provide enrichment for the elephants at the zoos in a way that creates something that's more complex for their habitat and stimulates their brains, because elephants are incredibly intelligent creatures and rely on that cognitive complexity in their habitat. So we started looking at what kind of senses do elephants normally interact with. And in the wild, they can communicate over long distances through low frequencies or infrasound, and they have a much wider range of hearing compared to what we humans can hear. So we wanted to play to that capability and design something that incorporates sound enrichment in their habitat. So they have this wall, and it has holes in it, and there's buckets on the other side. It's essentially like a slow feeder. They reach through the holes to grab hay. And sometimes they change up what's behind the wall. Sometimes it's food. Sometimes it's some sort of tactile object. But we decided, why don't we create something that adds to that wall and makes it more interactive, such that whenever an elephant reaches through one of the holes, a system detects that and plays a tone from a speaker that's specifically a low frequency tone.
Okay. All right. So, let's just back up just a second. So you said you're working on, what did you say, computing in animals, or what was that phrase that you used?
Animal-computer interaction.
Animal-computer. You know what? Would you have ever thought like that would be a phrase?
There's most humans that don't know how to interact with technology, and you're getting elephants to do it.
That's really something. So that's number one that I want you to back up on. And number two is, why elephants?
Yeah, so animal-computer interaction, it's funny that you mentioned the human part, because my master's degree is in human-computer interaction.
Okay.
So,
and we failed, so you moved on to the elephants?
That's it.
It's a really interesting situation to design for animals, because you're trying to consider, how can we design something for a user that isn't able to speak in words back to us and give us feedback in the way that we're normally used to? And trying to play to their different capabilities. You know, how do you design for a trunk rather than a human hand? So it's really interesting and challenging situations there, and it's a really growing field within the last maybe 15 years. And sometimes it involves things that are more, let's use wearable technology to monitor the health of animals, and sometimes it's more, let's see what happens when an animal directly interacts with a computer, maybe a touch screen, or maybe sensors like my system, where you're using a proximity sensor or computer vision to be able to play a sound. So they're not visually interacting with a touch screen, for example, but they are interacting with this technology.
So the elephant wants some hay. It takes its snap. What is it called? The big thing.
The trunk.
That can't be it. And it sticks it through a hole in the wall, and it plays a sound. Why?
Correct.
Is the sound to entertain them? Is the sound to warn them, make them hungry? What does the sound trigger?
Well, we can't be absolutely certain whether they enjoy these sounds. We would like to hope that they enjoy the sounds, but we don't know exactly what's going on in their brain, of course. But what we did was we did a pilot study where we only installed sensors for 4 out of the 14 holes to see, do they go use the wall whenever it does have sound? And they ended up they approached the wall 176% more.
Oh, then they like it. They like it.
We would like to think that indicates that they're interested.
I'd like to know. I'd like to figure out what my dog thinks. I mean,
Put some holes in a wall.
little Bella.
I think that's the only way.
To get this golden retriever going in. I mean, it's it's fascinating that we are. It's fascinating to me that we are using computers and technology to bridge the animal-human communication gap. I mean, and we talk about the ability of us to figure out what dogs think. I mean, here's what Bella's doing now. It's kind of crazy. Is that she gets up. Bella's my almost 2-year-old golden retriever. She gets up between me and Barry, and she lays down and she puts her head between me and Barry.
Oh, she's cuddling.
But she's sleeping like a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Well, now you got to give her an iPhone, see what she does with it.
it's really wild. I'm like,
You don't kick her out of bed?
You know what? I never said that I would let, a 2-footed or a 4-legged dog in my bed.
Thank goodness your husband's 7 inches taller.
Ariana, thanks for being on board with us. Interesting experiment. Aaron in Dallas, Texas, welcome. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm all right. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. So what's going on with you?
Okay. Actually, I called. I have a question for you. Maybe it could pick your brain. How much do you know about selling on eBay?
We know a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I sell on eBay part-time. I work auto salvage, so I do use auto parts for the mainly. But eBay has a lot of fees. And if you want your stuff to move, they want you to promote it, which I do for the regular promoted listings. But they always want you to promote it off-site, and they want to add more fees to it. And I'm just wondering if that would be a good thing or a bad thing.
So you're asking if you should be promoting your eBay listings off-site through eBay?
Yes.
Or you should.
It costs more, but
Yeah.
the fees already tear under your profit margin a lot.
Well, for
So
sure.
that's
I mean,
what I'm just-
yeah, because they just changed their whole fee structure with promoted products, and so
Right.
So if somebody even looks at it, you're charged for that promotion, even if that person doesn't buy it. If somebody else buys it, you're still paying for that.
Now, let me
promotion.
ask you a question, Aaron.
Right.
Is this a one-off Is this a one-off product, or is this something you continuously sell over and over and over again?
I have some. I mean, it's just I don't really specialize in any single product. It's whatever taillights, door mirrors, things people break on their cars. Don't really matter what brand, what make, what model, what year. Doesn't matter. I do it,
Okay.
and I've established myself. I've been doing it for about 13 years.
That's a long time.
And I myself, and I've sold over 5,000 parts.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Because I would
So
think
I don't-
if it's
I don't-
one, I would think if it's one specific product, then you're going to rely on an eBay search. If it's a bumper for an '89, Chevette, but if it's a set of headlights that fit 10,000 cars, that would be something worthy of promoting outside of eBay.
Well, and then you also have to look at your profit margin.
Yeah.
I mean, and how much you are willing to spend in order to get that customer, in order to buy it. I mean, what we talk about when we're buying ads, not on eBay, but we buy a lot of ads on Facebook and Instagram for the newsletters, is that we look at the lifetime value of a customer. And so, because with us, it's even though it's a subscription, it's a free subscription, is that we have a lifetime value of a customer. And so you really have to look at what is going to be your cost of goods sold for what that profit is going to be. I mean, and do you start with the thing, like you said. I mean, the one off, or you have something that more people will buy. Well, obviously, more people will buy,
Right.
and then you have to be able to track it. Um, eBay has their own infrastructure to do this as far as promoting these products offline. It's worth a test, but how much you throw at that test is maybe up to you. I wouldn't throw any more than a couple $100 at it just to see if it does actually have some traction. But also keep in mind that you have other ways that you can be promoting your eBay listings too. And if you're not already doing any type of email marketing, I think that you're really missing the boat on that. Are you still selling your cards on?
I really slowed down in the last year, but I was very active for like 2 years pre-pandemic and then the 4 years following. Very active. Never advertised because the things I was selling on eBay were one product specific. I was selling a football card, a 1989 Jordan rookie. Someone's just going to put that in the search bar. Also, eBay, I think with his category as well, it's a place to go for collectibles. It's also really a place to go for older parts.
Yes.
And so your marketing, I think, is through the search bar.
Yeah. And a lot of people are now buying like old film projectors because they have like maybe their parents' films and their VHS tapes or whatever, and they don't want to, or slides or whatever it may be, is that there's really this big market now of people that are buying like VCRs and film projectors and things like that because they buy them, they put everything digital, and then they sell them back.
Yeah, why not?
And not losing a dime in the process. All right, so do you take any prescription drugs?
No.
Okay, I take one pill a day, one prescription a day.
Okay.
And then I have a whole bunch of supplements. And I sat there, I was wondering like, I wonder if this is a good idea
to mix them all, like the cocktail?
Yeah, because I do. I call it my own cocktail. And so I put it into ChatGPT and it said, oh, for your prescription drug, you want to wait like 30 minutes before you have a cup of tea or anything like that. And I was actually taking everything all at once with a cup of tea.
Oopsie daisy.
So then I thought, wow, this would be a great tip to pass along. So what you do is you take pictures of all your stuff, the front and back. Okay, so you know all the hidden ingredients. And then you open up your AI chatbot and you say, you're a clinical pharmacist who catches dangerous medication mixes before they happen. Here are the photos of the front and ingredient labels of everything I take. And then you give your age, sex, condition, how you usually take the meds. And then it's gonna flag right back and say, you know what, this is what you should not be taking with, or you should be taking this. And then, but just keep in mind that AI makes mistakes.
Right.
So you don't want to like really 100% guarantee.
Yeah, if AI is like, hey, smush them all up into a big ball and swallow it all at once, you might want to think twice about that.
So you can ask your pharmacist or your doctor, which speaking of, okay, bad joke time, you ready?
Oh, great.
A doctor accidentally gives his patient a laxative instead of cough syrup.
Oh, no.
Yes, 3 days later, the patient comes back for a checkup, and the doctor says, are you still coughing? And the patient says, no, I'm afraid to.
I like that one.
Okay, thank you. Kathleen in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Kathleen. Glad to have you with us.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Well, thank you for having me.
So what's going on?
Well, a few weeks ago, you had posted a short story about AI reviewers, and you gave us an example. A radiologist was hired to review AI-generated readings and reports. And I thought, well, that's a wonderful idea. What a great gig to do that. Now, currently I teach at Grand Canyon University, so I do a lot of that AI review of my students' postings. But I was wondering if there were some other types of jobs out there that I could take advantage of that.
And so as a professor, how do you handle when a student turns something in and you know it was 1,000% AI generated and they have no idea what they're talking about?
And that happens on a daily basis, I have to tell you. On anything is you can usually tell when a student is posting something like that. First of all, it's very polished, and that is not how they normally respond in the classroom. So you can pick that up. So there are other ways that you can go back to the student and say, please, share with me the basis for your comments, and then give a couple of examples.
And then they say, this is the prompt I use.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
and some of the assignments we want them to use AI.
Oh, for sure,
but,
for sure.
AI is really it's a wonderful tool, but it is not meant to replace critical thinking. It's meant to supplement it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wish, you know what, we should put that on a sign.
It's going to be my face tattoo.
It should be it. All right. So you can make money being an AI reviewer, an AI red team member, sometimes that's what they're called. You can make anywhere between, say, $40, maybe $50. If you have a PhD like you do, you're probably looking at $100 an hour. And so you're gonna be reviewing different answers, different prompts, maybe having a conversation with AI and telling it where it may be wrong. And because AI makes mistakes, and they'd rather have the mistakes made in the lab instead of when somebody's actually using it. There's a company called Mercor, MERCOR, and that's specifically made for the medical industry. Now, I will tell you that it starts with really small gigs, okay? And then as you get rated on each particular assignment, and then as you do better and better, you're going to get more and more assignments, and you're going to get more money. Now, one mistake that a lot of PhDs make when they are doing this is that they will only answer like one or two sentences and just say, this was wrong because of this. Now, if you can give it a paragraph or more, then AI goes, wow.
Use AI to write that paragraph.
Okay, wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah. The professor busted for using AI on her assignments.
Then you're like, wait a minute, what's going on with that? Kathleen, thank you so much for your call. And in case you missed it, last week's show, we had Dr. Ross on from ASU. We spent an hour talking about AI careers, how you can pivot, how you can make some extra cash, what exactly red teaming is. And so if you missed that show, make sure that you catch it wherever you get your podcasts. Seems like every time you turn around, there's a new scam.
Oh, no. Scammers have given up on scams.
No, it's getting worse. Now what they're doing is that they are completely duplicating wireless companies' websites, okay? And then they're going to text you to say, oh, your account is bad or your credit card doesn't work anymore to pay your bill. And then you click, and then all of a sudden you think you're at your wireless company's website, and you're not.
Oh, and you put on all your personal information, your login information, your credit card to pay whatever you owe.
Yes.
And then you're robbed.
And I read something recently, openai.com/verify. Is that if you have an image that you want to see if it was done by OpenAI, and like Google has the same thing, is that you can upload an image and then go, and then OpenAI will say, yeah, I made that.
Oh, okay.
I made that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just a little side note. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure that you get our free newsletters over at getkim.com. I want to take you back to a time when there was no internet.
Okay.
Where you actually had to make a phone call to somebody.
What year was there actually no internet? Like 92?
Well, no, because I was on the internet 92, 93.
Okay.
That's when I was selling my computer tutor tapes.
So 90?
No, probably no, because when I was at ASU, I was online. I would say probably 84ish, 5ish.
There was no internet when I was 6 years old.
You had CompuServe, you had bulletin boards system, BBSs, you had modems.
But the World Wide Web with internet browsers and www.
Probably 93, 92,
Okay.
93.
All right, that's what I was guessing. Like 13, 14, when I was 13 or 14 is when I, started hearing about websites.
Did you have a CompuServe account?
Oh, of course.
Everybody had a CompuServe
And then we would go to Blockbuster Video all the time and get the free hours of internet on the DVD they'd give you. And we tried never to pay for internet. We just kept using the free one over and over and over again.
But imagine if there was no internet.
Okay.
Think about your life right now.
Right.
What would be the biggest change for you?
Sports information for me is
Yeah.
because
You'd have to wait for the newspaper to come out.
Right, exactly. I look every hour, probably 3 or 4 times an hour, to look for sports news, scores, especially in the evening when games are going on. Right now, the World Cup's happening, and I'm checking because there's games all day. It would be sports information where you're right. You have to wait till the morning to go, oh, what happened in this world of sports yesterday?
Yes, you wouldn't be able to do that. Think about when you're at dinner with somebody and you're trying to settle an argument. Or
Well,
somebody says,
there's no arguments anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you go, I think it's this. And I go, well, hold on. Let me Google it.
Let me look it up.
Do.
Your photos would live in a photo album.
I'd actually have photos. because I have 10 billion photos, but I really don't have them because I never look at them. But when you print them, you actually have them,
I
put
like
them in a
printing
photo album.
Yeah, that's why we have photos up back here.
Yeah, I like printing photos.
Going to the gas station and asking for directions.
Never did that. I'm a guy.
Folding a map.
I loved folding maps. I love using maps. It was fun when I was a kid to be my dad's navigator.
Watching every single commercial because you couldn't skip over them.
My kids don't even know what commercials are. We were watching something and it was like a 3-minute commercial. And it was a show. It wasn't even like a live event. And it pops up in the corner. It says ad and has a timer. And my daughter was like, 3 minutes? Oh my gosh. Because to them, they watch 7 different TikToks in a 3-minute span.
Yeah, that's so funny. Did you ever have to be your parents' remote control?
Of course. And we had the TV on top of the TV, where we had the big
that's
TV
classy.
that had the working speaker, and then we had the small TV that had a broken speaker. So when I had to be the remote, I had to change 2 channels.
I still remember like my parents calling me like, Kimberly, and then I'd go down and I'd be so mad at them.
Because you'd have to walk downstairs just to turn the channel?
Yes, I'm like, you guys can't get off your butt to change the channel?
Click, click, click. And you have to wait to see if that's what they wanted to watch on that show. No, I don't want to watch Days of Our Lives. Turn it. Click.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking is I want you to come up with the answer. What percentage of Americans are not on the internet?
Okay.
What is the percentage of Americans that they have no idea what a TikTok is? They're not settling arguments. They don't know about sports and weather. They're not communicating. They're not on Facebook.
And this is just Americans.
Just Americans.
All right. I thought about this, and I think I actually have the right answer.
Okay.
I think it's 1.
1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 1%.
Just one person?
One guy.
Where is that guy?
His name's Clark, lives in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and he wants nothing to do with your devil box. So get out of my front yard, Kim Komando.
And that AI.
Honestly, I think it would probably be still, because we have a lot of people who live in rural America, a lot of older people who probably don't see the need for it. I'm going to say 4%. You don't need to do that. We're just having a conversation here. This isn't a game show.
Actually, he's right.
Oh, thank you.
We see everybody in the studio, they just assumed that you were wrong.
It's just a common occurrence that I am.
It's like, oh, I don't even know what the answer is. Boom, boom, boom. 4%, about 10 million. And in the year 2000, 50% of Americans were offline.
That still seems actually high. I thought it would have been a lot more in 2000.
And now it's like it's 4%, as I mentioned.
But you can get it anywhere, You can have cellular internet, even if you live in a rural area, in your home.
For sure.
So it's the access is
satellite.
Satellite or
fiber.
Elon Musk's
whatever it
company.
Is. Yes.
I mean, there's just so much access.
Now, my friend asked his son if he could borrow a newspaper.
Did he now?
Yeah, and the kid said, Dad, we don't waste money on newspapers. Who buys a newspaper anymore? Here, just use my iPad. The spider didn't even know what hit him. And then on that happy note, welcome. I'm Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess. And you've tapped into the nation's largest, biggest, best award-winning show about all things digital. And joining me, of course, is Andrew Babinski. And you can find us everywhere you get the show, on every single radio station, over 420 from coast to coast, and every podcast platform, and of course, YouTube.
YouTube.com/Kim Komando. Please go and subscribe. Once you subscribe, any single time we post something new, you get the little notification.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's beautiful. Subscribe, like, comment, share.
So I saw this story about the FBI over at TechCrunch. And what they have done is that they've created a neighborhood where there's a hospital, a gas station, a gaming arcade, a supermarket, houses. And so it's 22,000 square feet of a fake neighborhood.
Okay.
And the whole reason for it is to simulate real-world cyber attacks. I just thought that was super interesting.
That is interesting.
That they were able to do this. They launched live digital assaults. They black out the power grid. They poison the water system. The FBI says it's all to prepare for real attacks. $20.9 billion are lost in cybercrime. And 1,400 students have been trained there. I would like to visit that. Would you go with?
I would. I absolutely would. That's like a tricked out. Have you seen that show, Nathan Fielder's show on HBO, The Rehearsal?
No.
So people are facing these questions in their lives. Like one guy he had a group of friends that he played games with, trivia. And he had told them that he had graduated from college when he never had. And he was embarrassed to go back on what he had told him a decade prior. So he goes to Nathan Fielder, and then they stage a rehearsal of him telling people that he didn't go to college. Well, what Fielder does is he takes it to the 100th degree and he rebuilds the entire bar that he'll be sitting in talking to his friends with the same rips in the chairs of the benches. Yes, it's really phenomenal. And when you showed this story, I was like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of the rehearsal. I would love to go there and see this and see it in action.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see, maybe we should do a field trip.
Oh, absolutely. I want to see how they would handle a cyber attack on, like you said, the power grid.
Then I could just be walking through and saying, everybody calm down.
Yes. They're all going to listen to you. The FBI is going to listen to Kim Komando.
Is there a Neiman Marcus nearby? Just wondering.
Can you get the power back on? My phone's almost dead.
Please.
I'm running at 15% here.
All right. So what's cheaper, Uber or Lyft?
Lyft.
100% of the time, you say?
No, but I would say most of the time when I compare the two. I have both apps on my phone. I pull them both up.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the smart way to do it.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me it's the bad way to do it.
No, because then they know that you're price shopping.
Okay, so the second app I open most likely will be cheaper.
Yes.
Because they want to win the business.
Exactly. Consumer Reports did a whole investigation, and they say that Uber and Lyft charge dramatically different prices for identical rides booked at the same time.
Okay.
Because somebody like me that just fires up Uber and says, give me an Uber black car, okay, I'm going to pay more because they know that I will pay more.
So are you going to start looking at both apps?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, because you know what? I get Uber Black as part of my American Express benefit.
So you get a discount there. So you're probably going to be spending the same amount of money.
Now, my brother-in-law swears that Lyft is always cheaper.
I mean, usually most of the time.
They say the median difference between the highest and lowest fare was 50%. Wow.
The only time that I exclusively am with Uber is if it's a night out. If Lisa and I are out getting dinner, cocktails or whatever, I will go straight to Uber because I know the quality coming my way is always going to be good.
No, do you have like an Uber driver guy?
Uber driver guy.
Like, no. Like I have, mine's Derek.
But that's not Uber. You're booking him outside of the app.
Yes.
You're about to get Derek fired. You have a car service. You don't have Uber.
I have Derek. I'm just saying. I know this is going to be a shocker, but Meta just announced a new way to track us all.
No.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They've been tracking us?
All these years?
And they have a new way now?
And they say that what they're doing is going to get more information from all the apps that you use, the things that you buy, and it's all to just for your benefit. And it's to more personalize the feed for you.
Yay.
So you should be happy about
Here's
that.
a trippy one. So I host a morning radio show in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm at the station and I walk into the break room. I have my phone on me,
Okay.
but it's not out.
Okay.
Someone had left their prescription on the counter.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I want to get this back to them. I wonder whose it is. And I go over and I look at it and I read what the drug is. And then I find the name. And then I'm like, I don't know who this is. So I'll just put it back and leave it alone. 3 hours later, I go onto Facebook to see if something I had posted.
No.
And there was an ad for that drug.
Really?
And first of all, it has nothing to do with me. It's not my prescription.
Okay. Did you didn't take a picture of it?
I didn't take a picture. I didn't say it out loud.
You just looked at it?
I just looked at it, read the person's name, didn't recognize who it was.
So somebody else must have taken a picture of it and they figured out that it was in the same location.
Okay, there we go. See, you're connecting the dots.
And just connected all the dots.
It was trippy.
It is tripping.
Because that medicine doesn't connect to me at all. And I'm like, why is this on my feed?
Do you think they're aliens?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
What do you think they look like?
I mean, Here's what I would
Not
say.
little green men.
But I do think that probably the depictions through Hollywood are close, because I think, and this is a little conspiracy theory tin hat thing, that the government may want to use Hollywood to prepare us.
In the event that they actually get here one day.
Correct. And so that whatever image the government has of aliens that have been here, or what they speculate, they've given to directors and producers to use in art.
So have you seen Disclosure Day yet?
Not yet. I do. I want to hear it. I want to see it.
Barry and I went last weekend.
And you went to a movie theater?
Yeah. And I got up 3 times.
When's the last time you went to a movie theater?
A long time ago. And I know I
this
remember.
Is shocking.
I know. And a woman, when I got there, a woman was sitting in my seat. I'm like, this is H5.
I haven't been to the movies in 5 years, and I show up and someone's in my seat.
I know. And she's like, well, nobody was really sitting here. I said, that's because the movie hasn't started yet.
They are now.
Okay.
Now, I've heard bad things about this movie because
I hated the ending.
I'm expecting like this psychological alien movie, and it's
That's
really
right.
like a car chase movie and tons of action.
It's like a sci-fi thriller about a guy who steals records from the government about aliens. And what's her name? Emily Blunt, is that her name?
Okay.
And she's so beautiful. And she's in the movie, and of course, movie things happen.
Sure.
But one of these times that I got up, because I can't sit like that. This movie's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Is that I got up and I figured, I'll go get some popcorn. So I get popcorn. And the kid looks at me and goes, what size? I said, small, please. He goes, you want butter? I'm like, absolutely not. And then he said, $8.75.
For a small
popcorn. I'm like, it's like this big.
A small?
I know.
Oh my word.
So, and the tickets were like $20 each.
So it must have been a nighttime showing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then I figured I was going to check the box for Barry to get that senior discount, and it wasn't even available.
So let's go back to the aliens thing. When you said, "Do you believe in aliens?" Was that just to tell me popcorn was expensive?
No, that about the movie, because the movie's out there, and it's getting pretty good reviews. I said I wouldn't recommend it in a newsletter, and people are like, well, why won't you recommend it? Because I think the ending sucks.
Have you seen The Arrival?
No.
Okay, this is a similar type movie, but it's really cerebral. It's science fiction plus like almost documentary style telling.
Okay, I would like that one.
I highly recommend, if you didn't like Disclosure Day, watch Arrival. It's with Amy Adams, who's like the hottest woman in Hollywood, and it is so good. I highly recommend Arrival.
It's not in theaters then?
No, it's been out for a couple of years.
Okay, all right. You know what? Maybe I'll watch that this weekend, because it's just I thought a lot of the technology that they were showing in Disclosure Day absolutely exists.
Okay.
It does exist. And I would believe that the government would have some of these records. But when you see it, I'm not going to do the spoiler, but the ending, I just sat there and went like, what was that?
It didn't match the story. It was out of left field.
Yes.
It was, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know what Steven Spielberg was trying to do with this ending. Unless maybe there's a Disclosure Day 2 that's coming out. I don't know.
This time we really disclose. In a world where disclosing once is not enough.
He's 79 years old.
Spielberg?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Looked
that.
him up. If you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for our free newsletter. Join over 1 million folks who get it every single morning. It's 5-star rated. GetKim.com.
So we have travel softball girls. And this summer, we're going to Riverside, San Diego, Indianapolis, Denver, and Seattle.
Wow.
And we were like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. And Lisa was talking to one of the other teammates' moms, and they're like, oh yeah, we paid for the entire summer with miles. And I'm like, I want to pay with miles. And so Lisa went on to ChatGPT, asked what's the best way that we can start building miles. It came up with a plan. We're 2.5 months in, 210,000 miles.
Beautiful.
It's phenomenal.
That's great. What are you doing? Just putting everything on the credit card, right?
Well, yeah, but it's which cards you pick and how long you use them for and when to switch and referral bonuses and all this
I'm
stuff.
going to try that.
It's great.
I'm going to try that.
200,000 miles in just 2.5 months.
It's amazing. So what say you? Phone calls?
Let's do it.
Chuck in Seattle, Washington. Hello there, Chuck. It says
Hi, Kim.
It says you're a singer. Are you a good singer?
No, that's the problem.
Well, join the club.
I'm not a good singer either.
Me either.
Well, here I'll give you a little bit of background. I'll try to make this brief before I pose my question to you. But it goes back to, as an adult, I've long appreciated the many sacrifices my parents made and the risks they took in the course of raising my sister and brother and I to ensure that we had good lives. They themselves were Depression era kids and certainly knew a lot of tough times, but they took steps to make sure we didn't. And so as an amateur musician, I thought, well, maybe I could try and capture those thoughts and feelings in a song. And I'm not a songwriter. I've played a lot of songs, but I'm not a songwriter. But I decided the best way to start is to sit down and try to do it. And so I came up with some words and a guitar accompaniment to go with it. And I recorded myself on my iPad. And in the course of doing this was about 2 years ago, I've edited the words a lot and changed it, and I've changed up the guitar part quite a bit, and I'm happy with what I've got, although there's still a few rust spots in it.
Now, Chuck, you haven't used any AI at all trying to get this project
No.
off the ground?
None, no.
Okay. All right.
Totally organic. So and so I have the words and the music with what I'm happy with. The only part I haven't been able to get happy with is my singing presentation. I just don't think I have a strong voice, and I think it doesn't sound good. And I know.
Well, what's interesting is that I happen to have a good singing voice.
You just said like a minute ago you can't sing. What changed?
I tried to sing.
You did.
The guys,
you tried to sing. You tried to rope us in to you learning how to sing. We had to sit through your singing lessons during the radio show.
Chuck, excuse me.
Was that for a tax write-off?
No, it was not. It was that Bruce Johnston, you're so sensitive. Bruce Johnston from the Beach Boys told me that I had a good singing voice.
So he's tone deaf. That's crazy.
Well, I sang for him, and he said, Kim, you ought to stick with radio. So then I thought that Roger Love was recommended because he actually taught Brian Wilson how to sing, and Matthew McConaughey and all these other people. And I had a few singing lessons, and then I decided if I really wanted to sing, I would just use Sono or something like that.
But why did you make us sit through your singing lessons?
It was because I thought you would glean some knowledge from it, and you would learn something. You'd be a better person for it.
You didn't even glean knowledge from
That's
it.
true.
You still can't sing.
Sorry, Chuck. We were on tangent. We're back right now.
Apologize.
So what do you want to do with this song? You want to release it? You're looking for somebody to actually sing it? You want to put an AI voice behind it? What do you want to do?
Well, possibly. I know in back in the day, other people had the same wish to try and improve or bolster their singing.
Yes, and they used auto-tune.
Yeah, well, even further back in the day, the Beatles used double tracking of their tunes, and then that was more of an analog approach. Now in the digital world, auto-tune and their AI, complete AI artists, if you want to call them that, who do recordings. For
sure. A program called CapCut, it has something called Voice Enhancer. Have you ever tried that?
I haven't tried that one.
It's actually pretty good. You might want to try that, Chuck. CapCut Voice Enhancer.
It's free, by the way.
It is free. There's
Could
also
you spell that out?
CapCut. Well, you know what? We'll send you a link to it. Don't worry about it. Then there's also a plugin called GSnap that will go in there and do it. But you know what would be kind of fun to do is to take these lyrics, then you could have AI enhance the lyrics, and then you could have AI voice track it. You can have AI do the music, but then you lose that organicness.
Well, that's what I was just
doing it.
I was just about to say, if I didn't hear his story prior to his question, I would have said, "Oh, here's the steps to have AI do it." But it's for his parents, from him. Bad or good, it should be his voice.
Right.
You can tweak it a little bit, like you said, with the voice enhancement, but it definitely should be his voice.
See, now you give me hope. I'm feeling that I might be able to finally do that Christmas release.
Oh,
That
what day are you planning on doing that? Because I'm going to be sick, and I'll be sick after I hear it.
You know what? That is not necessary.
But it was silly.
It was not necessary. So a lot of people are upset about flock cameras, Ring doorbells, all their surveillance that's happening. And there's this great organization called the Electronic Frontier Foundation. I've talked about it. We've talked about it several times here on the show, the EFF. And joining us right now is Dr. Matthew from the EFF. And he has a new book out called Police in the Empire City. Hello, Dr. Matt.
Hello, how are you?
Good. So tell us what would you tell the average American who has a Ring doorbell and they think its primary purpose is there to track who's at their front door, to track packages, and to find a lost puppy?
I would say that you bought that camera, you put it on your house because you thought it was going to make your home safer. But what you don't know, or you might not think about very often, is that it is part of a very, very large surveillance network that is openly being kind of sold to police as something they could use every single day.
But then you have the other side where somebody says, well, but it helps solve crime and find stolen vehicles.
That might not be the only thing that it does. I mean, I think, yes, it could capture pictures of packages being stolen, but you also can't control which investigations your cameras go to. I mean, if your teenagers are smoking cigarettes on the stoop, that is something that can be investigated, and you could end up incriminating yourself, your neighbor, your children, members of your community, and you did not intend to do that.
Now, and that's a good point. Now, didn't Ring have a partnership with Flock at some point?
Ring had an announced partnership with Flock that got scrapped after the backlash to their very bad Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, that was the puppy one.
That was the puppy one. And you know, the CEO said in the New York Times, the mistake we made was putting up a map that showed everybody's camera in one neighborhood. Because it shattered the illusion that it is your camera on your house. And what it did is it revealed to a very large audience on television that your camera is actually part of a very large network, and you don't control the back end. They could roll out technology that gets put on your camera without your say-so.
Now, I've seen a lot of videos probably over the last 2 weeks of a lot of people going after these flock cameras, hitting them with baseball bats.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing now.
Using paint to cover them. I don't know if they're just doing it for clicks, but we've been watched by cameras forever. This is not a new thing. Is everyone more upset about it because they're kind of boasting about it this time? They're gloating about how much they can survey us?
Yeah, I mean, I think people are upset about it for a few reasons. One is, you know, you're used to walking past one camera once. And a generation ago, that footage would have been on a VCR in somebody's garage. And if, you know, police or somebody wanted to spy on you, if hackers wanted to get, they would have to break into that garage and get that VHS tape. Now, all of these cameras are connected. So it's not just you walking past one camera. It's you walk past one camera and then another. And then you take a left on that street and you walk past a third. And you essentially are walking past a full network of surveillance that could track your movements throughout the course of the day. So it's quite different than it would have been just even a few years ago.
And you know, and that's it. And then Flock now has the drones that are following.
But to play devil's advocate here, you're in public. You have no privacy.
Expectation of privacy. I get that. But I don't want to be tracked.
You do actually have some expectation of privacy because, you know, walking past one camera, like I said, is one thing, but walking around a bunch of cameras as they track you throughout your day, or like flock cameras, you know, license plate readers aren't just tracking you at one intersection, they're watching your entire route to and from work.
Yes, and that's exactly what happens to me.
In aggregate, that is much more revealing than I'm just walking past one camera, so I have no expectation of privacy.
And I
you
think
actually do.
Yeah, I think that's what you just said really bothers me. Is that I have between 6 and 8 flock cameras that know my exact route to and from work and what time I'm there. And that bothers me. I mean, it feels creepy to me that if somebody actually wanted to figure out where I am or my car, then that would probably be the place.
Are police using this daily, hourly, monthly? Like, how much access is this actually given by police, and are they using it?
I mean, for flock license plate readers, they're using it all the time, constantly, including for, very, very minor things. I mean, that's one of the things they tell you, right, is when they justify putting up this infrastructure, they say this is going to find the murderers. This is going to find the really, really intense criminals. But what we're seeing in the actual logs is, they're looking up whether or not somebody lives in the actual zip code where they're sending their children to school to make sure that they're not lying to get their kids into better schools. Like, that's the level of stuff they're actually using these license plate readers for.
And then I just read something, Matt, about some police are using it to figure out, like, if their spouse, partner, whatever is cheating, like looking up license plate to see where a license plate is like 64 times. I read something about that the other day.
That's not a unique problem. I mean, that is a problem that's extended through every piece of technology police have, and all the way up to, like, the National Security Agency and big international surveillance. Is people with access to surveillance equipment are constantly and always using it to look at their spouses or to stalk a pretty girl they saw on the street. That happens all the time, and no matter how many guardrails are put in, it seems like police will always find a way to spy on their exes or their significant others using this tech. I mean, at the NSA, this is something that was revealed in the 2013 Edward Snowden leaks. At the NSA, they had a justification they would put in called love intelligence. And they would use these massive national security tools to spy on significant others.
Is there anything we can do about this, or we just sit back and complain?
Well, I mean, a lot of what we need to do is increase transparency and accountability. If we have better access to how and why police use these tools, or better yet, if police have to go to a judge and they say, hey, I need a warrant to use this very powerful tool because I have one specific suspect I'm looking for. Here's the evidence why that suspect might be a crime. Now, please let me use that tool. That would really ramp down a lot of the abuse of these tools.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a downer on the cops because, I would not want to be a police officer. I think it's a hard job. It's emotionally draining. It's the hours and they provide a valuable service for all of our communities. And I do see a place where a flock camera could come in handy, and the Ring camera can come in handy. But I think, I do agree with you, Dr. Matt, that there needs to be some type of accountability, because right now it's just all a free willy. And I don't think a lot of people even realize what this whole Amazon sidewalk is. I mean, and that's just a genius idea in and of itself. What Amazon created is their own internal network by using a little piece of everybody else's internet connection.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a symptom of the larger problem that extends to, like, Ring doorbells as well, is that you buy something and what you don't realize is it's part of a network. Like, Amazon gets to control what that device does. Is you bought a device for your house for your own purposes, and they can slowly update that technology to say, actually, we have our own purposes for why we want some updates on your technology, and so we're gonna change it on you.
And Amazon's not a little company, as we all know. Amazon controls a ton of stuff. Dr. Matt, thank you for spending some time with us. In case you want to take a look at his book, available everywhere, Police and the Empire City. Once again, Police and the Empire City. So we have a group family chat. Mm-hmm. And there's about 10 to 12 people at any given moment just going back and forth. I have it on silence, otherwise it would drive me nuts.
Okay.
But my cousin Arlene posted a picture of her father, and it was her father's birthday. And the picture, I think we have the picture, the before and after. And the photo is, as you can see, it's old.
Yeah.
It's torn. It's not very good. So I put the old photo into Gemini, and look what it turned into.
Did it change the image of what he looks like?
No. And then I did my grandparents. Those are my grandparents. And then that's what I colorized it. Now, here's what you want to do.
Cool.
You want to put it into Google Gemini. And then you have to use this particular prompt, or else it will do what you just said.
Okay.
And it's going to change the face. You want to say, restore and colorize this photo, repair the scratches and fading, sharpen the faces, keep everyone looking exactly the same, and do not ever add anything new.
Okay.
And if you do that, if you have any old photos, you really ought to be checking it out.
It's night and day difference.
Phenomenal. And then Arlene wrote back, she's like, you made my day, and I just started crying.
Oh.
I know. If you need that prompt, it's over on the website at komando.com. Holly in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been to Tulsa. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Kim. It's nice to be on your show.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So how can we help?
Well, so I am a second grade teacher. I've been teaching for 16 years. And I mean, I know I probably could have asked ChatGPT this question, but how I want to use AI in my classroom, but I really don't even know where to start, what to do. I almost would like to try to teach the kids how to use it when we do writing, like, narratives. But the thing is I don't want them to get all their ideas and stuff from AI. I want them to have their own imagination and use ideas, but maybe just get some help, because you know how AI is, like ChatGPT.
It'll do
I'm
everything.
getting to the point where, yes, and I'm getting to where I'm like, I can't even think for myself sometimes.
You know what? I've done that too. Is that I'll sit there and I'll look at an email that comes in, and it's like 3 paragraphs. And I'm like, okay, I can answer this now, or I can just wait when I have time, and I'll just throw it into chat, and then chat will reply. I'm like, okay.
But then you don't even get the information that's in the email, though.
Yeah, kind of. You get in the answer.
Enough.
So with second grade, are just learning to really write sentence structure. Is that correct?
Yes, we're working on sentence structure. I mean, if I can get them to do, 3 to 4 sentences, a lot of times when I do a writing, depending on what it is that we're wanting to write about, I might try to find a book or something that can kind of go along with it. And then I just do a whole, it's a good 30, 40 minute, time span, but I talk about things, and I'm like, okay, so give me an idea. Why would you like to, for example, why would you like to go to a pumpkin patch? What would you do at a pumpkin patch, or, on a pretty fall day, or something like that? And then they raise their hands, and
then they, so what you could do is about the pumpkin patch is you could ask them to write a little story about the pumpkin patch, right? And then you could ask them to, or show them how to put that pumpkin patch story into AI, and then they could create like a pumpkin patch map, a character of somebody who might be at the pumpkin patch. And so instead of replacing the story in the writing, it becomes an augment of the story. What is Wheezy doing now? Well, is she using chat at all?
They don't. They're not allowed to go and use AI until the 6th grade.
I see.
So, but what the teacher does is, you can tell, is like the teacher has a morning work, and every single time they walk into class, there's a morning work question on the board, and it's either a this or that, or a explain to me this. But I can tell when I see their assignments that the teacher used AI. They gave one example of, this or that, chocolate or vanilla, and then asked AI, give me 50 more like this. You can tell.
Well, there's something called magicschool.ai. My sister is an educator. She uses that.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
So you might want to try that, magicschool.ai. But I really like the idea of using AI to develop like a story and a character that the kids can then relate to, because you could say to ChatGPT, it was a happy day in the pumpkin patch.
Right.
And then you get a happy pumpkin.
Right. How cool would it be for them to write 4 or 5 sentences and then have ChatGPT turn it into something?
Yeah.
They would be blown away.
I think that'd be amazing. All right. So what's the safest way for you to pay? Tap, swipe, or Apple Pay?
Tap.
You're right. Bing, 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 bing. You always want to use a tap because that's also tied in with your Apple Pay or Google Wallet. They don't store your real card. They hand the register like a one-time virtual number. And so you don't have to worry. The worst thing you can do is swipe now because they have all those skimmers on everything.
I'm 100% exclusively tap. Even if I'm at a restaurant, I'll say, hey, can you take me to a portal I can tap?
Oh, really?
Yep, and they bring me back to the register. I tap it there and sign, and we're good.
I have a gas station near me that they only swipe.
Oh, what is this, 1955?
Exactly. Hey, make sure that you sign up for our free newsletter at getkim.com. So let me give you a scenario. Because you have 5 kids.
Yep.
Let's say that one of the children, they misplaced their iPhone. And then they don't know exactly where it is, but then it turns out that somebody stole it from them.
Oh, no.
And as the dad, you have Find My Friends on the phone, so you know where the phone's located.
Right.
Okay. And so you're looking and you're like, I think I know where the phone is. And so you go out on the street, you keep following the signal, beep, 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 until you find the phone. And you look down and it's a sewer cover.
Oh, boy.
Do you open the sewer cover to retrieve the phone?
You want an answer right now?
Yes.
Absolutely not. I have Apple Care.
I can't say
There's no need to go in that sewer.
I
Drive straight to Verizon, get a replacement.
say, yeah, I'm not seeing myself. This happened to a dad in Florida. He tracked his daughter's stolen phone into a sewer using Find My iPhone. The thief must have tossed it in there. Once the cover was off, the dad reached into the soup. He fetched the phone.
Who's going to want to hold that phone after it's been sitting in the sewer?
Sometimes you have to just let it go. Let it go.
Please let it go.
Let
That's
it go.
gross.
What do you think your daughter would say if you said, okay, here's the phone back. I cleaned it.
I'll use mom's old one.
Don't you have a flip phone around somewhere?
I would not blame her.
Okay, exactly. Because after all, hey, if you're just joining us, it's the Kim Komando Show. It's the nation's largest, best, award-winning show about all things digital. As a matter of fact, on Google reviews, we have a 4.99 out of 5-star rating.
That's phenomenal.
I know. And it's not just because, my sister left a review either. There's
No,
you
don't have that many sisters.
There's like 500 reviews there.
That's so cool.
I know, very cool. And of course, joining us is Andrew Babinski, and you can find us everywhere you get your podcasts. We're on so many different radio stations, 420 radio stations from coast to coast. And of course, we're on now YouTube.
YouTube.com/Kim Komando. Go subscribe. If you like the Kim Komando, I ran into someone, Anthem, Arizona,
Yes.
in the grocery store,
Yes.
comes up to me and says, "Is that a familiar face in my neighborhood?" And maybe I'm regretting using that voice now because I know he's going to be watching. And he says he watches the show all the time. He absolutely loves it. He watches on YouTube.
Oh, see, that's nice. We should send him a Kim Komando hat. Did you get his name or anything?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
That would have been too convenient or smart. I just said, we talked about, he works with local people in the neighborhood who've been scammed.
oh, really?
Thousands of dollars and stuff. And so he related to what he does and we talked back and
Oh,
forth. And
that's
then
nice.
I got my peanut butter and got out of there.
Well, whoever you are, Mr. Nice Man, thank you for
Yeah,
watching.
he told me his first name.
What is it?
Don't remember.
Excellent.
I'm going to guess Matt, maybe?
Last show we had Dr. Ross on from ASU talking about how to make money with AI. So many different questions. My inbox just flooded. DMs all
Sure.
over. I mean, it's like, what was that? How do I do this?
I actually had a question related to that because we had a caller earlier in this show looking, are there that many jobs that are available for people to fill?
There are a lot of jobs, but how they filter it is how effective that person is.
Okay.
So if you pick up a job and you're an AI reviewer and you give a crappy answer, they're not gonna. You're out
Okay.
because there's a line behind you. And so if you ever get hired by one of these, is that you definitely want to make sure that you do put in the time and you actually do the job that you're being paid for. But they do have names like AI trainer, response rater,
Ooh.
AI tutor. Then you want to go to places like data annotation. We've mentioned these, Minddrift, Aligner, MedCore is another one. You can make anywhere between $15 and $40 an hour. I just want to go through a little recap because of all the emails that we got and requests about this. The national average is about $31 per hour for these jobs, which actually is pretty good.
If it's a side gig.
Yeah, I mean, $25 an hour is $52,000 a year. So that's how I always. So if it's 31, then
then it's more than that.
It is very much more than that. Thank you. Math was. Did you major in math? I think you did.
No, I didn't major in anything. I didn't go to college.
Specialists make more money, Andrew. $100 an hour.
That's more than $52,000 a year.
Okay. The big leagues: Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google. Red team. You want to join the red team? You know what the red team is?
I bet you're about to tell me.
Well, funny you say that. The red team, it's the part of the organization where they will pay you a lot of money to find mistakes, because if that were to become public, then it would hurt their PR reputation. So they call it the red team. And you can make like up to $300,000 a year working for the red team.
That's more than $52,000 a year.
Gosh, you are just really something today. You're
on it.
You are on fire. But they're looking for not just coders, they're looking for teachers, writers, psychologists, lawyers, doctors, whatever it may be, in order to fill these roles.
And how long do you think these roles will last?
I think probably for about 18 months. I'd say 12 to 18 months.
No, I'm saying if this is a career you wanted to get into.
As a red team or whatever?
At some point, they're gonna go, we got all the information we need.
That's going to be a couple of years. I was thinking about like the prompt, to review prompts. At some point, what you're doing is you're training AI to review prompts.
Right. Then they'll just check themselves.
Exactly. So if you have a $200 a month AI plan, yes.
Okay.
A $200 a month AI, which I do. I pay $200 a month for Claude.
Wow.
Because I'm using it as an agent, doing a little bit of coding with it, all kinds. I am just having so much fun.
You don't think you could do what you needed to do with just the basic subscription?
Oh, I could, but then it would say, sorry, you ran out of time.
Gotcha.
Okay? That's what happened. And so then I went to 100 and it was like, sorry, you ran out of time. And I'm like, but they're saying that for our $200 subscription, they want the adoption to be so high, meaning people using it, that may cost them $14,000.
Oh, because you're using it so much and you're using water and power and processing.
Yes. And then there's a new term that you need to know about with AI. You ready? It's called bot sitting.
What is that?
Bot sitting is when you give AI a task and it doesn't quite do it the right way. And so you have to sit there and you're like, okay, no, that was wrong. No, that was wrong.
Right.
Okay, don't do that, dummy. Which I actually said this morning.
You called your chatbot a dummy?
Yes, because I told it to do, it wasn't Claude, it was ChatGPT. I told it to do the same thing like 3 times. And I'm like, dummy, you're not paying attention. And it was like, ooh, sorry.
Did it get offended?
And then it still did it wrong.
See, it's just a toaster.
It is just a toaster. All right, let's talk about data centers. Have you seen the big ones, right? Huge, football-sized fields.
Or how about the ones that are like in the middle of the ocean?
Well, we're going to get to that in a second. Okay. But first, let's talk about the data centers in New Jersey, Michigan, and Massachusetts. They're filing lawsuits because of noise, because of all the hums.
The people who live around them are filing lawsuits.
Yeah, because here's the deal. It's a ordinances measure regular loudness, like cars and sirens and things like that. They don't cover low frequency throbs from fans and generators.
That's constant. It doesn't end. There's no break in it.
Yes. We have so far 3,000 data centers running.
Okay.
1,500 coming within the next year. 40% of all homes live within 5 miles of one.
Wow, that's a lot. So why aren't they building them in the middle of nowhere in the boondocks? I mean, you could fit every single person in this country in the state of Texas because it's so big and there's so much room. Why are they putting them right on top of people?
Well, because that's where the land is and that's where the people are to maintain it. There are some going out in the middle of nowhere right now. But your home sounds like an idling truck if you're within a certain miles of it. It's as a matter of fact, we have. I'm not going to say who the client is. We have a client coming to visit us in August, and they actually just built a data center out in the middle of the desert here. And then when we were on on the phone, on a Zoom call, somebody on the Zoom call said, why Phoenix, Arizona? Why would you build a data center in Phoenix, Arizona? Because it's so hot, and then you'd have to cool it so much. Well, think about it. Of course, you have to cool it. It's going to cost you more, but you're going to have solar power to help with that. But we're not susceptible, as I said, to earthquakes,
Tornadoes,
fires,
tsunamis,
flood, yeah,
Right.
anything like that. I mean, it's, we have a monsoon or the haboob.
Oh, did you see the other night? There was a wall of dust.
There was.
They had 7 cameras on the news, 3 anchors. It was a wall of dust.
The haboob.
That's about the worst we get.
But I think they stopped calling it haboob.
Yeah, they did. They called it the wall of dust last night on the news.
Oh, did they? The wall of dust? The wall of dust. Oh, well, coming soon. You mentioned the ocean. There's a company called Panthalassa, and it's from Peter Thiel. He's a billionaire. They raised $140 million. And what they do, and I think we have a video of it, they build floating platforms that sit out in the middle of the sea and run AI, no power grid. The ocean waves make all the electricity.
Which is so cool. So
It is.
smart.
The seawater keeps the chips like floating balls bob up and down in the waves. So everything's just kind of all steady as she goes. The motion makes the power. The power runs the AI chips on the inside.
Which is exactly what we need. We're talking about all these data centers sucking up all the power. Put it on the ocean.
The company is worth $1 billion.
Already?
Yes.
Good for them.
Okay. Did you buy any of the SpaceX?
No. Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you told us you were going to.
Yeah, I did.
Did you sell it yet?
No, I'm holding on to it.
All right, whoever has SpaceX, she's holding on to it.
Okay, I'm still holding on to GoPro.
You know what that means.
You know what? I sent GoPro a note the other day
Did you really?
because it said like they were going under. And so I sent him out. I said, told you should have bought advertising on the show.
You got him. What? Way to kick a company while it's down.
I know. It's really bad. Hey, just a reminder, make sure that you sign up for our free newsletters over at getkim.com. That's getkim.com. A million folks every single day. Love, love, love it. 5-star rated over at Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. Getkim.com. David in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome aboard, David.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So tell us what's happening.
So, in my situation, AI was used to falsely arrest me 2 different times. And the way it started is we had started with a builder, sued him, won. And then all of a sudden, things escalated to where we were attacked with computers, phones, everything. And in the process, when we had one of the computers being repaired, we discovered this log file that had my neighbor's name and computer name in it. And that's when we realized we've got a serious problem here. So we were in the federal court, still going after the builder, and we approached the federal court to issue a protective order against our neighbors. He retaliated, ran down to the local court, and local court went into this hook, line, and sinker. And then what transpired was when we were in the courtroom, this is how I learned this was AI. The opposing counsel said that he, when we asked to see the video, because we're just seeing, bits and pieces, he said he'd received the anonymous snippets, and he said, but I've never verified them. I don't know who the source is. And so the judge should have thrown it out, but she didn't. She allowed it.
Hold on one second. You're saying that you're in 2 court battles with someone, a builder, it sounds like, and they use deep fakes to get you arrested?
Absolutely.
And what were the videos of? What were the deep fakes of?
The original one they said was threatening in that I had 3 personalities in that video, and I knew immediately it was an AI-generated video, and that's how that would happen. Now, part of the problem, too, is they had control of our YouTube channel for 4 months, and they had source material, meaning other videos I had created, and that's what we figured out how they put all this together.
So who had access to your YouTube channel? Just the person who created the deep fake video of you?
Absolutely. You know, we figured out our neighbor, and not just one neighbor, there's more than one that's involved in this, and they all have technology that are not normally in the hands of citizens.
And why is that? Do they work for the government or the NSA or something?
We suspect that, but we don't have any proof of that.
And when you told the court,
neighbor,
go ahead.
the one neighbor to the south of us definitely is one of the agencies, X or still.
And when you told the courts that these videos are obviously AI and that you weren't in them and didn't do what's in them, how did the court respond?
Well, here, let me back you up just a little bit. Here's another part of the problem. When they issued warrants for the arrest, the warrants were already void. So that's why it became, by the DA and the judge, they knew that they had egg on their face. So they pressed the AI. They knew the videos were AI. The judge knew it, but they went ahead anyway with the malicious prosecution, and they're still in the process of doing that.
So when you say that you were threatening in the video, what exactly was happening inside this video?
The only thing I saw was, where we were being attacked constantly. Like, we were forced to live in our tent in the driveway for 5 years because when we bought this house, it was systemic with mold, and that was the lawsuit. So they had me going around in my yard where I was attacked in the tent, and I'd walk around and look for, the person on the property, and that's all they had. That's all they showed in the videos. Yet they said I threatened in the video my neighbor directly, and I've never seen that, and it's never been produced.
So your question to us is, how can you prove that the video is deepfake?
Absolutely. It's not just that. There's no policies. There's no procedures. There's no laws for this. And again, there's no verification process to determine whether or not this is a legitimate video or an AI video. And even some of the processes, I was told by an FBI agent, even their processes aren't foolproof. He said, because there's so many different types of videos, and material and digital stuff. He said, you can't really 100% say.
David, do you have an attorney?
No, we're representing ourselves and have been for years.
Okay. I think it might be time to get some counsel, and or find an AI forensics expert. And the AI forensics expert would be able to disprove that this was actually you that's in these videos. I mean, there's no commercially available tool right now for the consumer that you could use in a courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if you had somebody who could decipher this frame by frame by frame by frame, and then write up a report that you could take, David, as you represent yourself to the courtroom and say, I hired a third-party expert, and these are the results from the third-party expert, then you might have a case.
That's crazy. He's been living in his driveway in a tent for 5 years. I feel so bad for this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably a lot more to this story, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
There is. David, thanks for your call. If you have trouble finding one, let me know. Have you tried the new tool, Reimagine?
No.
This is actually a lot of fun, but there's also a downside to it. With Reimagine, it's a new tool on YouTube that you can put yourself in anybody else's video if you wanted to.
Were we just talking about deepfakes with the last caller?
Okay, yes.
This is a slippery slope.
But this is why I wanted to bring it up, because just when I say, here, look at that. Describe the picture for everybody.
It's a picture of you
sitting on the couch,
looking at your phone, probably ordering food. And then there's a big television screen in the opposite side of the room, and you're wearing some sort of superhero outfit.
I wanted to be a superhero in a sci-fi.
Oh, okay.
And so I said I could be that. And so that's me watching myself
and
as a hero.
And this is from YouTube?
Yes.
Well, how come it's a still picture?
Because I didn't make the video.
Oh.
I just made the picture. But you can make a video. But the reason why I bring this up is that anything that you've posted on YouTube, strangers can now grab your clips and turn them into AI versions without asking.
This is not good.
So what you want to do is every single video that you have, go to studio.youtube.com in your channel, and then you have to turn this option off.
Wow.
Every single video.
I mean, we have so much AI slop, but this is just going to contribute to it tenfold.
So I saw this TikTok of Francesca, and I thought, this was really something. She was teaching her grandparents how to use Uber Eats. And joining us is Francesca. How many views, Francesca, has your video gotten so far?
Hey, Kim. Views, I think across TikTok and Instagram, we're almost at 60 million views.
Wow.
Isn't that something? But you have such patience. And it's because you were sitting there, it looked like with your grandfather. Well, now, how old is he? 109? Is that right?
102.
102. Okay.
Come on.
Sorry, I was aging the guy.
Almost 109.
I guess when you're 102, yeah, you're close to 109.
Okay, and then that's right. You're closer to 109 than you are to 70. And now your grandma is 89?
89.
89. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you didn't want, you wanted to teach them how to use Uber Eats. And why did you want to do that?
It's a funny story. So they had some Uber credits that were sitting on their account. And they both have iPhones, but their iPhones are so old. I think it's an iPhone 8 where they still have the home button, that you can press the home button. And they told me they had these credits and wanted to order something on Uber, but they couldn't download the Uber app. And when I tried to do it on their phones are so old that doesn't support the software anymore. So I realized you could do Uber on a desktop. So I was leaving their house a few weeks ago, and on my way out, they're like, "Can you show us how to use that Uber thing?" So I went down into the computer room, and as I was about to start, I was like, this could be hilarious. And I was like, I should record this. So I just put it up, mainly to show my family after the fact. But yeah, it turned into something way bigger than that.
But what I loved about it is that you didn't say things like open the Chrome browser. You were like, tap the beach ball.
How did they have Uber credits?
The browser even alone, they're like, "What's browser?" I was like, "The thing to get the internet." And they're like, "Mm-hmm." I was like, "That one."
How did they have any Uber credits if they don't have Uber?
They had it because it was actually a few months ago. So my grandpa, he goes to a pottery class. At 102, he goes to a weekly pottery class. And I had posted this video back in March of him at pottery, which also went viral. And Uber reached out saying they wanted to give him some credits to go to pottery with Uber.
Oh.
But he drives, so he didn't need the driving credits with Uber.
That's funny.
So he's going to get something to eat.
So he figured may as well get something to eat.
Now, since you've taught them how to use Uber Eats, have they done it on their own?
With me there, yes, but I give very little instruction.
Okay.
You know what? That's so great.
I want to know what a 102-year-old guy is buying on Uber Eats.
I'll tell you, Orton Steakhouse.
Ah, getting a steak.
He's getting steak.
That is awesome. That's awesome. And so what? So now this is now your second video with your grandparents that has gone viral. Do you see a trend here with this?
Oh, they're celebrities. They really are celebrities. My grandma got recognized at the hair salon. They have brands reaching out, sending them PR. They've been published or featured on all these different publications. Every day my grandma texts me and asks why something hasn't showed up on the doorstep yet.
What's she waiting for?
She's waiting for more PR packages.
Oh, she just wants more. Send them to her.
Yeah.
Companies, if you're listening, send them to her.
You should. I would. I'd send her everything that she wanted, anything that she wanted.
Yeah.
Well, that, you know what, but what I liked about this story is well, not just the fact that Francesca is teaching her grandparents how to do it, but from an educational standpoint that, you know, that she couldn't come with, open the browser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she had to come up with a way to teach them how to do this.
Do you find is there anything more frustrating than trying to talk technology to someone who doesn't understand technology?
Yes, it's so difficult.
I become that person. I'm the just move person, where I start with, okay, go there. All right, click on that. Or just move. I'll be done in 3 minutes if you just move.
Okay, so Barry went and bought an Apple Watch. Okay, and of course, he doesn't buy just a regular watch. He bought the Ultra for the marathoner.
Right, of course, all the marathons he runs.
Exactly, to go get a gin and tonic. And so it wouldn't work with his iPhone. So I tried to make it work with the iPhone. I'm like, I said, I just can't do it. I don't have the patience I said, you need to make your appointment at the Genius Bar and you need to do this. So we have our in-house tech company.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex is helping him. Anyway, he helped him for 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And it still doesn't work.
Still, just go get another one.
No, it's not the watch. It's that Barry has 3 or 4 different iCloud accounts.
Of course he does. And he's probably got subscriptions on each and every one of them.
You know it. Mike in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi there, Mike.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
We're great. What's going on with you today? How can we lend a hand?
Thank you. I was just looking to get some advice on how to use my law degree to potentially do some AI side work or some part-time work with AI.
And what is it that you'd like to do?
Well, I know that you posted in your newsletter about the potential to use AI to correct AI mistakes, and that's kind of what I was interested in because it's something you could do in your spare time, or being a lawyer, you don't have much spare time, but sometimes you do.
So as a lawyer, how much money do you make an hour?
Well, I'm a public lawyer, so I work for the government.
Oh, okay.
$13.50.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's not what it could be.
I know. I just, I have a friend my lawyer is my friend, and I'll never forget the first time I asked him. I said, "So how much do you charge?" And he looked at me. He said, $999 an hour. And isn't that the biggest pile of BS you've ever heard in your life?
I am such a ripoff.
I know.
Yes.
Of course, I asked for a discount.
Of course you did.
All right, so you can make anywhere between $50, probably $100 an hour, maybe even $150. It depends upon what the task is. But the way for you to get started is to go to the places that will recognize your law degree. Again, they're looking for professionals who have these degrees. One is called Aligner, and then another one is called Mercor, M-E-R-C-O-R. This Aligner is really for legal professional tracks. And so what you're going to be doing is analyzing answers, which now anytime you put a contract inside any AI chatbot, it comes back and says, "I'm not a lawyer."
Yeah.
I think they got sued a few times for that.
But do it anyway,
Yes.
ChatGPT.
I'll tell you, I put so much legal work through AI.
You're not worried of all that information being on the Claude and ChatGPT?
It's kind of like, what are you going to do? You redact a lot of things. Are you seeing your business change, Mike, because of AI?
A little bit, but the courts in Georgia have frowned upon use of AI because AI does not have access to some of the legal portals that we have access to check case law and to check statutes and things of that nature.
I like the case in Mississippi. Did you hear about that one?
No, I did not.
So it's 4 lawyers, 2 lawyers on each side. They go inside the courtroom. The woman's a judge. The judge is a woman, rather. And she says, right in the middle of the case, you know what? Forget this whole thing. Forget this whole thing. Both sides are using AI way too much. You're citing case law that just does not exist. Okay. And so we're going to fine a couple of you $3,500 each, and you're not allowed in my courtroom for another year or so.
Both sides were using
Both
AI.
sides. Okay, one of the lawyers contested it and said, "I'm going to contest what you are saying," and he used AI in the documentations to contest it, and it was wrong again.
What a dummy!
That's what the problem is it's citing case law that doesn't exist. It's citing precedent that doesn't exist. They're citing statutes that have been either repealed or have been amended. So it's inaccurate as far as that. Now, it might give you some general ideas to point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
So you can do your own homework about it. But other than that, it's really frowned upon or getting frowned upon in the legal.
But I'll tell you, I did use it because I do have a legal issue that I'm dealing with. and I had to do a conflict check. Do you know what that is, Andrew? Before you can hire a lawyer firm, you have to say, this is who it is, this is what it's about, and we need to make sure that you don't represent anybody on the side.
Okay.
Okay. So you do what's called a conflict check. And so I had to put together a conflict check, and normally that would take at least a couple of hours. And then I did a conflict check using AI, and I had that thing done in like 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was phenomenal. It was amazing. I mean, I'm just like, whoa. And then the lawyer actually called me up and said, God, that was like one of the most comprehensive conflict checks.
Well, thank you.
I've ever
I spent
seen.
the last 3 nights putting it together.
It was just a lot of work. Aligner and Mercor, Mike, those are the sites that you want to check out. Is it okay? Can we take another phone call now, or
Sure.
are you going to belch? You're going to do anything else?
Odds are yes.
Any other bodily function?
Let me see if I can work one up.
No, let's not try. Roger in Chicago, Illinois. Hey there, Roger.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay, but Andrew's sleeping, so let's try to keep him up.
All right. Well, my problem today is I have Betamax cassettes that a sea captain that I worked with had taken a lot of interesting film of towing oil rigs and support barges all over the world.
What year was Betamax big?
I think it was big in the 80s, but I don't think it ever really got big. He had money, so he wanted to buy the best, and he bought a really good recorder, a camera, and he bought 750, L750 and L500 tapes, and he stretched them out to where each tape is 3 to 4 hours.
I actually watched a YouTube documentary about the battle versus Betamax and VHS.
Oh, the porn industry made it go to VHS.
It's actually part of it because VHS was cheaper.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter, but Betamax was the quality, but no one cared about quality. It was mass production, and that's what won over.
Yes, the porn industry.
We don't have to keep saying porn industry.
I'm just telling you, that's why it won. I mean, you want to say it's because of tech and everything else, but anyway, I'm sorry, Roger, we digress.
That's all right.
So you have how many of these do you have?
I've got 6.
And then I take it you want to bring them into now what we call the digital age.
Correct. That's correct.
Here's my question. Just a sidebar question, Roger. How many times have you moved since 1980?
Myself, I've moved maybe 6-7 times.
7 times you had to take those Betamaxes.
No, these are my friend's tapes. The captain I worked with, his name is Don. Don has lived in the same spot down by Quincy, Illinois for 75, 80 years.
Okay,
he's 84 years old.
Okay,
so I'm helping him get these solved.
Okay, got it.
Gosh, so judgmental.
I have a Foot Locker, and I have audio cassettes of when I went to radio school. And I've moved like 11 times.
And you keep carrying them?
And every time I go, what am I going to do? Well, I can't throw them away. And right back in the Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Well, there's called Odyssey, right?
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to listen to myself 27 years ago.
So you got a couple of options. iMemories is a company that will take that and then digitize it for you.
I've talked to a lot of the companies, but what they tell me is because it's beta, it's more difficult. And the fact that he stretched it out, he slow motion or slowed the time down to where you can get more information on the tapes, more footage.
Have you talked to Capture?
I've not talked to Capture.
Might want to talk to Capture. I don't know if Legacy Box will do it. If iMemories doesn't, if iMemories and that Legacy Box won't do it either. Look at Capture. Now, your other option for you to do this is that you go on eBay, you buy a Betamax player, you hook it up, and you record it that way using your phone. I know you laugh, but that's what people are doing.
No, I just looked at eBay this morning.
Oh,
and
did you?
they're like $250. I tried one that looked really good was like $350.
But Kim said it. Once you're done with it,
You go
you
back
only
and
have
resell
8
it.
tapes. Then you just resell it.
Yeah, you use it and you use it. You keep all the packing material. You get everything all done, and then you put that sucker back on eBay.
Even if you got to pay a couple of fees, it's like you're renting it.
That's it. That's all you got to do. God, you okay now? You know what? That she's a lady. All right. I wrote about this in the newsletter, and people are like, "Oh, Kim, you know what we're talking about." You can actually get a one-way ticket to Europe right now for under $400.
Is that good? I haven't internationally traveled.
It's actually pretty expensive, inexpensive.
Okay.
It could be more, especially last minute. The problem is that travel from the United States to Europe is down dramatically.
So they're enticing you to come.
Yes, exactly. So if you haven't already looked at flights to Europe, I know it's last minute summer travel, go to Google Flights. There's also a site called Momando. That's the first time I ever looked at that site. And
It's
actually did a good
Momando?
No, Momando.
You don't say the Mo's 84 times like you did?
No.
All right. Momando.
Momando. Anyway, you can check that out. They're not a sponsor, by the way. If you're nervous, just book anyway. Federal law gives you 24 hours to cancel most bookings, and you get a free refund.
Oh, nice.
Something to keep in mind. And for more tips like this, make sure that you get our free newsletter. Sign up right now at getkim.com.
Momando.
Komando.